that you wanted to ask?
I'm ready. I'm gonna watch. Jumpman in the house.
Got you in the stage.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to interview a legend up here, so if you want to come and join us, we got Jumpman Bostic on the stage. We got Jumpman Bostic, y'all. If y'all don't know who it is, I'm disappointed, and you should know who this is. So come and join us as we talk to Jumpman Bostic. Look at them followers. Look at them followers. All right, so Mark, Jumpman Bostic.
Yes, sir.
I guess the question everybody wants to know is, how did you get started?
Wow. 33 years ago.
33.
1985.
That's crazy.
I was 22 years old.
Look at you. Look at Look at those knees.
That's high school. That's back in my Dr. J days. I'm wearing Converse right there. That's before Jordan. So, dang, I was ultra slim, man. Dang.
That's a whole other person.
I was in college, 1985. Mike had left North Carolina, went to the Bulls, and all I knew was just plain white tennis shoes. And then the Chicago ones came out, $65, no line, none of that. You know, you just go in, you could buy your shoes a month later, 2 months later, or whatever. No internet, nothing like that. So I got those, and it's just been on since then pretty much. Now I have 1,126 pair in my collection.
I just want to clarify, the first pair of Jordans you ever bought were Chicago ones in 1985.
1985, the very pair that released. The 85 Chicago one.
I'm kind of having a hard time talking. Do you still have that pair?
Still have that pair in my collection.
Wow. The basement.
Right there.
Boom.
Still wearable. Still had the Nike Air on the insole and everything. I have shoes just recently came out that I can't wear, that are cracking up, and these are still wearable.
Like 2006, they're starting to crack and peel.
Yeah. I would never buy a shoe that's dead stock, that's 2006 or lower.
Same. So you say you have how many pairs now?
1,126.
1,126 pairs. And those were some repeats in there, right?
Repeats, yes.
See, baby, and you complained that I got 100 pairs.
I don't double up. There's one shoe I doubled up on, and that's the Last Shot 14s.
Right, that's this release?
No, I did get this release. I have two of the OGs.
Right, okay.
That's the only pairs that I've doubled up on in my collection.
So, but you have repeats over time.
I have repeats over time, but yes, I don't double up.
Yeah, that's bananas.
But I do get some repeats that come out.
So out of the 1,136? 26. I was close, 10 off, all right. Out of those pairs, what is your favorite pair?
The Ray Allen 13.
Ray Allen 13.
If I had to just pick one shoe out of my collection to wear the rest of my life, it would be that one.
Yeah.
All right. So I was wrong in my head. I thought that answer was going to be something else.
The Playoff 8?
No, I thought it was going to be the Aqua 8.
The Playoff 8 is actually the 8s are my all-time favorite silhouette.
Same.
And the Playoff 8 is my all-time favorite shoe, but that Ray Allen 13 is the ultimate shoe.
Yeah, like, so there's this Ray Allen 8 that I want.
Shout out to the Container Store.
Yeah, shout out to the Container Store. So these boxes here on the right and the left are Container Store boxes. And if y'all hang out to the end of the interview, I have 3 cars to give away to 3 different individuals. But you can get $50 off on the Container Store. So how many of these boxes do you have now?
Well, I have more than 1,126 boxes now. As of yesterday,
got 6 pallets.
6 pallets, which is 800 total boxes, coming to my house.
Which is amazing, you know. And
it's amazing.
And they blessed me in a similar fashion.
Yes.
Not quite as much, but it completed my collection. Like
same. It will allow me to be able to put every shoe I have in containers now.
So I mean, at what point are you like, I have enough?
When I'm gone.
So
I mean, this is what I do, and people ask why so many shoes, and some people may be able to relate to this. I have older brothers, 2 older brothers. So just think in elementary school, you're going, and I have to wear their shoes and clothes 2 years later. That's super outdated, and you get teased and everything. So maybe I'm just overcompensating with my shoes, but I just love shoes. And I'll go out with my wife, we'll come home, and I'll change into something else. And she's like, why are you changing? I like to wear as many of my shoes as I can. Some don't get worn for 3 or 4 years.
I understand. Well, I wear all of mine. I have 0 dead stock in my collection. However, I can relate to, like, I've already changed my shoes 3 times since being here.
I see.
And I change my shoes regularly at home because I don't want to wear the same thing for like 4 hours.
Right.
It's whatever. So you and I connected through Instagram over injuries and stuff like that. You want to talk a little bit about what happened and how you ended up, how we ended up connecting?
Yeah. I'm a former
police officer.
Police officer in the city of Algiers, on duty. I worked for an elite unit, looked for Detroit's Most Wanted, and we were looking for a guy, and he comes out of his mother's house, which most of them waited at their mother's house or girlfriend's house, and he starts running. He calls the friends of his, and one of them rams our car. I'm driving, and you know, we call it the Big Four, where it's 2 officers in the front and 2 jump officers in the back. And so, of course, the steering wheel is a lot closer to the dashboard than it normally would be. Because I have people sitting behind me. So he hits us, T-bones us, knocks us into a big tree, and the engine comes through the dashboard and lands on my knee and shatters my kneecap, breaks my wrist. So my wrist is like this. My face is all messed up from the airbag, all the dust and everything that comes out of there. So basically I had to have a total knee replacement. I was 39 at that time, and my body rejected the prosthetic because they said that I was really too young to have it. When you have prosthetic surgery, usually when you're 50 and above, your body accepts that prosthetic better. So they say the older you are, the more your body accepts it. So my body didn't accept it, so it got infected. So I spent 4 months in the hospital where they opened it up and used this thing called a wound vac. It's like a vacuum cleaner, and they just sucking out all the infection out. I mean, that pain was just almost unbearable. But once they got that out, they were able to take skin from my thigh, and that you can attest to this, that was worse than the actual surgery, just having a skin graft. So they were able to cover it up. So fast forward to last year, 10 years later, I had to have the same surgery again, because the prosthetic only lasts 10 years, then you have to have another one put in. So I asked the doctor how they were going to do it, because I didn't want another skin graft. So they said they were going to go through the sides. So I said, wait a minute. That's when I reached out to you and said, what should I do, man? I don't want to go through this. They were talking about if it doesn't work, they'd have to amputate it and this, that, and the third. So I reached out to Daniel, and we got really, really, really close. Been close since then, and we just talked back and forth about our injuries. He let me know about his from the military, and you really helped me through that. Called me in the hospital, it's like, get your ass up.
Which you have to do. And I think that attests to what this family, what SneakerCon, not SneakerCon, but what the sneaker community is. In the reality is, it's a close group of people who bond originally over sneakers, but move forward as a family, and I think that's really cool.
Right.
SneakerCon kind of it's like a family reunion, you know, when you get to these things, and I love that fact.
Yes.
So back to sneakers. No, so you're good. You're on that. Back to sneakers. Is there a pair that you don't have in your collection?
A lot.
That you just, I mean, the one grail that continues to elude you. Ooh, man.
Yes.
I love it. What's the one grail that continues to elude you? And then we'll talk about this picture.
Probably the fragment ones. I saw you post that. I was never able to own those, and they're like $2,000. Bin 9s. I had the bin 5s, but a friend of mine wanted them to get married in, so I made a trade with him for a shoe so he could have those. But, you know, I'd rather him have them on a day like that than me have them.
Right. So what was that like to get rid of that pair?
I mean, it wasn't that bad at that time, but now I think about it, but you know, it's something.
It's a good cause. It's a good cause.
It was a good cause.
All right, so on this lazy, or this is a table. On this table here, what do we got?
These are some OGs.
OGs, like
The
so
OG
these
one.
came. This is 85,
Yep.
97, 93.
Yep.
Right?
Now, what people don't know about the 93 is the
red
tab in the back, which have never been retroed with the red tab in the back. So if they brought that back to its truest form, I would be super happy.
Yeah, same.
Since I love that.
I've honestly thought about taking my pair and having a reg tag installed.
Yeah.
Just from like, you know, look, just because I love 8s. All right. Good. Next picture. All right, so not only do you have Jordans, right, but you also have a lot of Team Jordans.
Yes.
Which is what this is.
That's a team, yep, Ray Allen Team Jordan from the Celtics.
So talk to me about, because the Team Jordans are not favored within the community, or they're not really about that. So what draws you toward the Team Jordans?
Well,
This pair is dope, by the way.
Well, back in the early 90s or mid 90s with the Team J's that came out, the Team Ones, those were just as popular as the number J's back then. And then when the hype shoes came, say around 2006, I say with the Thunder and the Lightning and beyond, you know, the first pack that came out as well, the 6 and the 11s, the DMP. So once those came, that's when people really started going towards the hype of the shoes instead of their love of the shoes, where they started to not show team shoes, not showing fusions, not showing shoes of that stature because they were afraid of getting flamed or talked about or not having what's called heat. Is what the problem is with people not liking team shoes.
So you just recently did 30 days, right? 30 days of Team Jordan.
30 days of Team Jordans, yes.
So you sign on to the Team Jordans just as much. Do you buy all the Team Jordans?
Pretty much. I mean, I buy them just as much as I buy the number J's.
So you know, there's True Flights.
True Flights, Mellows, Chris Paul's, all of them.
Ooh, all right, so let's talk about this. What we got here?
That's an Eddie Jones PE. Autograph, game worn, when he was with the Miami Heat.
But those are breads, though, correct? Just
Yes.
All.
Yes.
How many PEs do you think you have?
Probably around 35 or 40.
Can you wear them all?
I wear them because they're all my size.
Right.
I collect the Team J's from the players that are size 13 or 14.
All right. So see. All right. All right. So what is this?
This is a custom that was done by a guy named Illionaire out of Detroit. He does a lot of customs for rap stars and things like that. That's from the DMP pack.
Yeah, the fire red too.
Yep. So I didn't have any Ray Allen PEs because once he hit that shot, his PEs just
blew up. Yeah.
Just soared. You can't get You can't even get a team PE of Ray Allen for under $2,000. If you do, let me know. I haven't seen any under $2,000. So once he hit that shot with the Heat, his PE just skyrocketed his prices. So I had that made as a tribute. Woo! Black lasers.
Yeah, so let's talk about this pair right here.
Black lasers. Yeah.
So, God, I want this shoe really bad. So what's the story behind this shoe?
You know, they had two different ones, the white laser and the black laser. And it has a laser etching on there of different shoes and it came with a shirt and a hat. And those days are truly missed, that they don't do that like they used to.
So do you think this is the best out of the laser pack?
I like these more, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the leather on that is just butter.
Yeah, it's like this, the mother of pearl pair that came out like much later.
I think these were more sought after than the white laser one.
I would agree. But with the white laser, the fire red, and those pairs supposed to look like the bread. So what? I noticed you have like a lot of customs, and you have customs on your feet.
Customs on that, yes.
So tell me about this pair you got.
This was a pair I had done by Seymour Kicks. It's on my Instagram today. I put a picture up there with his name and tagged him in it. This is called the 6 Championships with 5 teams. So I wanted to have something done that would show a tribute to the 6 rings. And he made a
little lace lock
out of leather, and painted it red and everything. He really went in on these.
All right, so you're an OG of the game. You've been honestly in it since. I mean, your first sneaker that you purchased, Chicago 1 in 1985, which still blows my mind. What's your opinion on this off-white and taking an OG colorway shoe and doing this with it? What's your opinion?
Man, I got so much hate for having this shoe. It's funny, they're saying this is a hype beast shoe, but if you really think about this shoe, it shows you how the Jordan 1 was crafted, was created, how the swoosh was put on. It tells you, 1985 Oregon, it has 85 on the strap and on the flap, on the laces, and it just shows you how the shoe was going to be put together once it was the final product.
So for me, I feel like this shoe is a bridge between the new culture and the older culture. So like the old heads like you and I, and then the young kids that are really into the hype and the fashion side of it. I think this is that bridge between it. I'm not necessarily a fan of the shoe, but I think it's dope that it connects the old and the new.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be a dividing gap between the older generation and the younger generation, because we all have something to bring to the culture.
I think a lot of that is the older guys. Where like the older guys tend to be a little more standoffish with the younger guys.
And it was a mixture, but it was more older people that had the hate towards me having these than the younger people. But the younger people were like, that's a younger person's shoe.
Right.
And the older people were like, why would you put that on? It's disrespecting an OG shoe.
It's right here. Oh, there was the Ducks. That hurts.
He brought it back.
Oh, yeah, this hurts my feelings. I just want you to know that. Like, I want that shoe really bad.
I was able to come across that before the PE craze came, where now the prices are just ridiculous of trying to obtain some PEs.
Right.
But that was before all that hype.
There they are.
Yeah.
So not only do you have the Jordans, the team Jordans, the PEs, and the Jordan lows and stuff like that. But you also have these Wheatie boxes and other Jordan memorabilia.
Yeah.
So there's a general love for Michael Jordan as a player.
It was a little bit of everything I was collecting back then. I really don't know why. It's just maybe I felt that something was gonna come. I mean, I've been offered hundreds of dollars per box for the Wheaties boxes. I mean, like 500 and above, because they've never been open. They still have the wrapping on it, and the cereal is still in it. I wouldn't recommend eating.
I wouldn't eat that. Yeah, I love cereal.
But I just never opened the boxes, and I've been offered just as much money for the boxes as some of the shoes I have.
That 85 Chicago, something else.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's a shoe people waiting on to re-release. I know y'all are. I know a lot of people want to see that, and they keep teasing us with it, right? They keep saying it's coming and then taking it away, but yeah, that's a cold shoe.
Yeah, it hurts my feelings. I really like 4s. My favorite silhouette on the Jordan brand, but this one in particular. And like stuff with you, all right? Yeah. So like, I think they need to do more, and I love this shoe. And they even got the roughneck socks. So.
Yeah, the roughneck. Yeah, they hold me down. They make the shirts and the socks. I've been with them for a while.
All right. So.